Let us begin by examining what it truly means to not waste your life. Many of you may be thinking of the conventional wisdom to work hard, to achieve success in your career, to accumulate wealth and possessions. But I tell you, my dear friends, that this is not what I mean at all. For a life spent in pursuit of external achievements while neglecting the true source of all power and creation, your own wonderful human imagination, is indeed a life wasted. To truly not waste your life is to recognize and harness the incredible power that resides within you. It is to understand that you are not a mere mortal bound by the limitations of the physical world, but a divine being possessing the very power of creation itself. This power, this gift lies dormant in so many unused and unrecognized. And therein lies the true waste to have at your disposal the most powerful force in the universe and to leave it untapped, unexplored. Now, you might ask, but Wayne, how do we tap into this power? How do we ensure that we are not wasting our lives? The answer, my friends, lies in the second part of our topic. Do it for yourself. This phrase holds within the key to unlocking your true potential, to living a life of purpose and in fulfillment. To do it for yourself means to take full responsibility for your life, your experiences, your reality. It means to stop looking outside of yourself for validation, for permission, for the power to create the life you desire. It means to recognize that you and you alone are the author of your life story. This concept aligns perfectly with the law of assumption, which I have spoken about many times before. The law of assumption states that your consciousness is the one and only reality. What you assume to be true, what you feel to be real, must be made manifest in your physical experience. Therefore, to do it for yourself is to assume the state of your wish fulfilled, to live from the end, to embody the reality you desire, before it is made manifest in the physical world. Let me illustrate this with an example. Suppose you desire financial abundance. The conventional approach might be to work harder, to seek a better paying job, to invest wisely. And while these actions may have their place, they are not the true source of abundance. The true source lies within your own consciousness. To do it for yourself in this scenario means to assume the state of being financially abundant. It means to feel the relief, the security, the joy that comes with having all your financial needs met and exceeded. It means to walk through your day, to interact with others, to make decisions from the consciousness of someone who is already wealthy. This, my dear friends, is the true meaning of faith. It is not a blind belief in something outside of yourself, but a knowing, a conviction that what you desire is already yours and of imagination. And since imagination is the one true reality, what you imagine with feeling and conviction must, by universal law, be made manifest in your physical experience. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, isn't this selfish? Shouldn't we be thinking of others, of making the world a better place? To this I say, there is no greater service you can render to the world than to fully realize your own divine nature, to fully express your true self. You see, when you do it for yourself, when you tap into your own power and create the life you desire, you become a living example of what's possible. You inspire others, not through words, but through your very being. Your joy, your abundance, your peace, these radiate outwards, touching all who come into contact with you. Moreover, when you understand that your consciousness is the only reality, you realize that there is no separation between yourself and others. We are all one, all expressions of the same divine consciousness. Therefore, as you elevate yourself, as you create a life of joy and fulfillment for yourself, you are simultaneously elevating all of humanity. This understanding brings us to another crucial aspect of not wasting your life and doing it for yourself: the importance of living in the present moment. So many people waste their lives living in the past, rehashing old regrets and missed opportunities, or projecting into the future, anxiously anticipating what may come. But I tell you, my friends, that the only moment that truly exists, the only moment where you have the power to create, is the present moment. To not waste your life means to fully inhabit each moment, to be fully present in your own experience. It means to bring the full power of your attention, your imagination, to bear on the now. For it is in this moment, and only in this moment, that you have the power to assume the state of your wish fulfilled, to embody the reality you desire. This focus on the present moment aligns perfectly with the instruction to do it for yourself, for who else can live your life but you? Who else can assume the state of your wish fulfilled but you? This is not a task that can be delegated or postponed. It must be done by you. In this very moment, let us delve deeper into what it means to do it for yourself. This phrase is not an encouragement to our selfishness or disregard for others. Rather, it is a call to recognize your own divine nature, to take responsibility for your own consciousness, which is the source of all your experiences. When you truly understand that your consciousness is the only reality, that the world you experience is a reflection of your inner states, you realize that the most profound way to change the world is to change yourself. This is what it means to do it for yourself. It means to take control of your inner world, your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions, knowing that as you do so, your outer world must conform to this new inner reality. Consider for a moment the implications of this truth. If your consciousness is the only reality, if the world you experience is a reflection of your inner states, then every person, every circumstance in your life is playing a role that you have assigned to them consciously or unconsciously. This means that to change your relationships, your circumstances, your entire life experience, you need only change your consciousness. This, my dear friends, is true freedom. It is the recognition that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances, but the creator of them. It is the understanding that you have within you the power to reshape your entire reality simply by reshaping your consciousness. Now you might be wondering, but Wayne, how do I change my consciousness? How do I assume a new state? The answer lies in your wonderful human imagination. Your imagination is the workshop where you forge your future experiences. It is the realm where you can try on new states of being, where you can experience your wish fulfilled before it manifests in the physical world. To use your imagination effectively, to truly do it for yourself, requires a shift in how you perceive imagination. Many people think of imagination as near fantasy, as idle daydreaming. But I tell you, imagination is the very substance of reality. It is not something separate from reality, but the source of it. When you imagine, you are not escaping reality, but engaging with it at its most fundamental level. This is why I often say that imagination creates reality, because what you imagine with feeling with conviction must be made manifest in your physical experience. So how do you use your imagination to do it for yourself, to create the life you desire? The key lies in what I call living from the end. This means to imagine the fulfillment of your desire, to step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and to persist in this state regardless of appearances. Let's say, for example, that you desire a loving relationship. To do it for yourself in this scenario means to assume the state of being in a loving relationship. It means to feel the love, the companionship, the joy that comes with having your ideal partner. It means to walk through your day, to make decisions, to interact with others from the consciousness of someone who is already in this loving relationship. This might seem challenging at first, especially if your current circumstances seem to contradict your desire. But remember, circumstances do not matter. They are only the shadow, the effect of past assumptions. What matters is your state of consciousness now, for it is your present assumption that shapes your future experiences. To persist in your new assumption, to truly do it for yourself, requires faith, but not faith as it's commonly understood. The faith I speak of is not a belief in something outside of yourself, but a conviction in the reality of imagined state. It is the knowledge that what you have imagined and felt as real in your imagination must by universal law be made manifest in your physical experience. This faith, this conviction is what allows you to persist in your new state, even when your senses deny it. It is what allows you to walk by faith and not by sight, to trust in the reality of your imagined state more than the evidence of your physical senses. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Wayne, this sounds like self-deception. How can I believe something that isn't yet true to this? I say you are not deceiving yourself. You are aligning yourself with a deeper truth, for remember your imagination. Your consciousness is the only reality. What you imagine and feel as real is more true, more substantial than any physical circumstance. Moreover, this practice of living from the end of assuming the state of your wish fulfilled is not about denying your current circumstances. It's about shifting your focus from what is to what could be. It's about recognizing that your current circumstances are not the cause of your future experiences, but the effect of past assumptions to do it for yourself. To not waste your life means to take control of your assumptions, to consciously choose the states you wish to embody. It means to stop reacting to circumstances and start creating them. It means to live from the state of the wish fulfilled, regardless of appearances. This practice requires discipline, persistence, and above all, self-awareness. You must become aware of your habitual thoughts, feelings, and assumptions. For these are the seeds from which your future experiences grow to change your life. You must change these inner states, but let me assure you, my dear friends, that this work, this practice of conscious creation is the most worthwhile endeavor you can undertake, for in doing so, you are not just changing your circumstances. You are transforming your entire being. You are stepping into your true power as a divine creator. Now let us address another aspect of our topic. Don't waste your life. What does it truly mean to waste one's life? Is it simply a matter of not achieving external success or accumulating material possessions? I tell you, it is not to waste. Your life is to live unconsciously, to be swept along by circumstances, to react to life rather than create it. It is to live from the outside in rather than from the inside out. It is to believe that your experiences are happening to you rather than recognizing that they are happening from you. Every moment you spend living in reaction to external circumstances, every moment you spend dwelling on past regrets or future anxieties is a moment wasted. For in these moments, you are not exercising your divine power of creation. You are not doing it for yourself. To not waste your life means to live consciously, to be aware of your power as a creator and to use that power deliberately. It means to recognize that every moment is an opportunity to assume a new state, to embody a new reality. It means to live from the state of the wish fulfilled, regardless of appearances. This conscious living, this deliberate use of your imagination, is what it means to do it for yourself. It is not selfish, but self-full. It is the recognition that you are the source of your experiences, that your consciousness is the one and only reality. When you truly understand and apply this principle, you will find that your life becomes a joyous adventure in consciousness. You will no longer be a victim of circumstances, but a deliberate creator of your reality. You will no longer waste your life reacting to what is, but will spend your days imagining and embodying what could be this. My dear friends, is the true purpose of your life. It is not to achieve some external goal or to conform to society's expectations. It is to fully realize and express your divine nature, to become a conscious creator of your reality. Now, some of you might be wondering, but never, what about my responsibilities? What about my duties to others to this? I say the greatest responsibility you have is to fully express your divine nature. The greatest service you can render to others is to be a living example of what's possible when one fully embraces their power as a conscious creator. Remember, we are all one. We are all expressions of the same divine consciousness. Therefore, as you elevate yourself, as you create a life of joy and fulfillment for yourself, you are simultaneously elevating all of humanity. As you tap into your own divine power, you inspire others to do the same. This is why it's so crucial to do it for yourself, because in doing so, you are not just transforming your own life, you are contributing to the transformation of the entire world. You are playing your part in the evolution of human consciousness. Now let us address a common misconception. Some might think that to do it for yourself means to focus solely on personal gain, to pursue selfish desires at the expense of others. But this is a limited understanding of the principle. To truly do it for yourself means to align yourself with your highest self, with your divine nature. It means to pursue those desires that resonate with your deepest being, that contribute to your growth and expansion as a conscious creator. When you operate from this level of consciousness, you will find that your desires naturally aligned with the highest good for all, for the deepest level. We are all one. What truly benefits you must by nature benefit all. This understanding brings us to another important aspect of not wasting your life, the recognition of your true identity. Many people waste their lives identifying with their limited ego-based self. They believe themselves to be separate, isolated individuals struggling against the hostile world. But I tell you, my dear friends, that this is not who you truly are. Your true identity is not this limited physical self, but the infinite divine consciousness that is expressing itself as you. To recognize this truth, to identify with this higher self, is to tap into an infinite source of power and wisdom. When you truly understand and embody this truth, you will no longer need to struggle or strive. You will no longer feel the need to compete with others or to prove your worth, for you will know that you are already complete, already whole, already one with the source of all creation. This recognition of your true identity is crucial to not wasting your life, for how can you fully express your divine nature? If you don't recognize it, how can you tap into your power as a conscious creator? If you believe yourself to be limited and powerless to do it for yourself, then means to do it from your highest self, from your divine nature. It means to act not from a place of lack or need, but from a place of fullness and its completeness. It means to create not because you need something to feel whole, but because creation is the natural expression of your divine nature. This shift in identity, this recognition of your true nature, transforms every aspect of your life. It changes how you perceive yourself, how you interact with others, how you approach challenges and opportunities. It allows you to live from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, from a place of love rather than fear. Now you might be wondering, but Wayne, how do I make this shift? How do I recognize and embody my true nature? The answer, as always, lies in your wonderful human imagination, for your imagination is the bridge between your current state of consciousness and your divine nature. Through your imagination, you can experience yourself as the divine being you truly are. You can feel the fullness, the completeness, the infinite potential that is your true nature. And as you persist in this feeling, as you make it more and more real to yourself, you will find that your outer world begins to reflect this new self-concept. This is why I often say that to imagine and feel your wish fulfilled is far more effective than merely wishing or hoping. When you imagine and feel yourself as the person you desire to be, when you live from that state in your imagination, you are not just daydreaming or fantasizing. You are engaging with reality at its most fundamental level. You are reshaping your consciousness and thus reshaping your world. Let us now consider another aspect of not wasting your life: the importance of living with purpose. Many people waste their lives drifting aimlessly, reacting to circumstances, living by default rather than by design. But I tell you, my dear friends, that you were not meant to simply exist. You were meant to create, to express, to expand. To live with purpose means to consciously choose the states you wish to embody, the experiences you wish to have. It means to use your power of imagination deliberately, to shape your reality according to your deepest desires and highest aspirations. This purposeful living is what it means to do it. Do it for yourself. It means to take control of your own consciousness, to direct your own life story. It means to stop being a passive observer of your life and to become the active creator of your reality. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Wayne, I don't know what my purpose is. How can I live purposefully if I don't know what I'm meant to do to this? I say your purpose is not something external to be discovered, but something internal to be expressed. Your purpose is to fully embody your divine nature, to express the infinite potential that resides within you. How this purpose manifests in your life, whether as an artist, a teacher, a business person, or any other role, is secondary. What matters is that you are consciously creating, consciously expressing, consciously expanding. What matters is that you are doing it for yourself, living from your highest self, embodying your divine nature. This understanding frees you from the anxiety of trying to find your purpose. Instead, it allows you to create your purpose, to shape your life according to your deepest desires and highest vision of yourself. This is true freedom. This is what it means to not waste your life. Now, let us address a common challenge that many face when attempting to apply these principles: the apparent contradiction between their imagined state and their current circumstances. Many people find it difficult to persist in their new assumption when their physical senses seem to deny it. But I tell you, my dear friends, that this challenge is actually an opportunity. It is an opportunity to exercise your faith, to demonstrate your power as a conscious creator, for it is easy to believe if circumstances support your belief. The true demonstration of your power comes when you can persist in your assumption despite contradictory evidence. Remember, circumstances do not matter. They are only the shadow, the effect of past assumptions. What matters is your state of consciousness now, for it is your present assumption that shapes your future experiences. To persist in your new assumption, to truly do it for yourself, requires a shift in focus. Instead of focusing on what is, focus on what could be. Instead of reacting to current circumstances, create new circumstances in your imagination. For remember, your imagination is not separate from reality. It is the very substance of reality. This persistence, this unwavering faith in the reality of your imagined state is what distinguishes those who truly transform their lives from those who merely wish for change. It is what allows you to bridge the gap between your current circumstances and your desired reality. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Wayne, how long do I need to persist? How long before I see results to this? Do not concern yourself with when our desire will manifest. Your job is not to make it happen, but to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The how and when are not your concern. They will be taken care of by the law that governs creation. Your job, your responsibility, is to persist in your assumption, to live from the state of the wish fulfilled regardless of appearances, to do it for yourself by maintaining your desired state of consciousness, no matter what your senses may tell you. This persistence, this unwavering faith is not always easy. There will be times when doubt creeps in, when your old patterns of thought and feeling try to reassert themselves. But in these moments, remember you are more than your thoughts and feelings. You are the awareness behind them, the consciousness that can choose which thoughts and feelings to entertain. In these moments of challenge, return to your imagination. Step once again into the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Reaffirm your assumption, for it is through this constant return, this persistent assumption, that you reshape your consciousness and thus your reality. As we near the end of our discussion, let us reflect on the profound implications of these principles. When you truly understand and apply them, you realize that there are no limits to what you can be, do, or have. You realize that the only boundaries in your life are those you have accepted in your own consciousness. To not waste your life, to truly do it for yourself, means to push beyond these self-imposed limitations. It means to dare to imagine a life beyond your current circumstances, beyond what seems possible based on your past experiences. It means to have the courage to assume states that may seem unrealistic or impossible to your rational mind. But remember, my dear friends, that all progress, all evolution, all creation begins in the imagination. Everything that exists in your world was once only an imagined state. The clothes you wear, the chair you sit on, the building you're in, all were once only ideas in someone's imagination. Your job, your relationships, your entire life situation, all are the result of assumed states of consciousness. Therefore, to create a new life, to transform your reality, you need only assume a new state. You need only live from a new state of consciousness. This is what it means to do it for yourself. It means to take control of your own consciousness, to deliberately choose the states you wish to embody. This is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. It is a moment-by-moment choice to align yourself with your desired state, to live from the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. It requires vigilance, persistence, and above all, faith in the reality of your imagined state. But I assure you, my dear friends, that this practice, this deliberate use of your imagination is the most worthwhile endeavor you can undertake. For in doing so, you are not just changing your circumstances. You are transforming your entire being. You are stepping into your true power as a divine creator. As we conclude our discussion, I want to leave you with this final thought. Your life is a gift, a precious opportunity to express your divine nature, to create, to expand, to grow. Do not waste this gift by living unconsciously, by reacting to circumstances rather than creating them. Do not waste it by identifying with your limited ego-based self rather than your true divine nature. Instead, embrace your power as a conscious creator. Use your imagination deliberately, purposefully. Assume the state you desire to embody. Live from the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. Do it for yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of recognition of your true identity as the divine being you are. Remember, you are not here to fit in, to conform, to live up to others' expectations. You are here to express your unique divine nature, to create, to expand. You are here to contribute to the evolution of human consciousness by fully realizing and expressing your own divine potential. So go forth, my dear friends, and do not waste another moment. Do it for yourself. Assume the state of your wish fulfilled. Live from your highest vision of yourself. Create the life you desire. For in doing so, you are not just transforming your own life. And know that as you embark on this journey of conscious creation, as you step into your power as a divine being, you are never alone, for we are all one, all expressions of the same divine consciousness. Your success is my success and the success of all humanity. Your growth, your expansion, your realization of your divine nature contributes to the elevation of all consciousness. So dream big, my friends. Imagine boldly. Assume states that may seem impossible. For remember, with God, which is your own wonderful human imagination, all things are possible. The only limits are those you accept in your own consciousness. Therefore, expand your consciousness. Push beyond your perceived limitations and step into the vastness of your true device. And as you do so, as you live from this expanded state of consciousness, you will find that life becomes a joyous adventure, a continuous unfoldment of miracles. You will find that you no longer need to struggle or strive, for you are aligned with the very source of all creation. You will find that you no longer fear the future, for you know that you are the creator of your future. This, my dear friends, is what it means to not waste your life. This is what it means to do it for yourself. It is to live consciously, purposefully, creatively. It is to recognize and express your divine nature. It is to be the conscious creator of your reality. So go forth and create miracles. Go forth and live the life you have always dreamed of. Go forth and be the divine beings that you truly are. For in doing so, you fulfill your highest purpose. You express your truest nature, and you contribute to the elevation of all humanity. Remember, it all begins with you, with your consciousness, your imagination, your assumption. Master these, and you master your world. For in truth, there is no world out there independent of your consciousness. It all exists within you, waiting to be called forth by your creative power. So call forth a world of beauty, of love, of abundance. Call forth a reality that reflects your highest vision of yourself and of humanity. For as you do so, you participate in the greatest act of creation possible, the conscious evolution of human consciousness. And with that, my dear friends, I leave you to your own divine exploration. May your imagination be vivid, your faith unshakable, your persistence unwavering, and your creations miraculous. For this is your true nature, your divine birthright. Go forth and do not waste your life. Do it for yourself. And in doing so, you do it for all of us. For we are all one, all expressions of the same divine consciousness. Your success is our success. Your realization is our realization. Your transformation is the transformation of the world. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Tonight, I shall share with you the most profound secret of creation: how to speak blessings upon yourself and instant transform your entire world. So you see, when you truly understand how to bless yourself, you are engaging in the highest form of creation, for you are doing what God does continuously. Consider the first chapter of Genesis, where God speaks blessings upon his creation. Notice how he didn't ask anyone else to bless his work, he blessed it himself. This is the pattern you must follow, for you are that same creative power individualized as you. Let me share with you why blessing yourself is the most powerful act you can perform. First, you must understand that when you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are not engaging in mere positive thinking or affirmations. You are exercising your divine creative power, for you are God individualized as you. Many of you come to me seeking blessings from others, from teachers, from gurus, from religious leaders, but I tell you now, no one can bless you more powerfully than you can bless yourself, for you are the operant power in your world, and your word is the creative power of God in action. When you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are doing what God did in the beginning. Consider the words, and God blessed them. He didn't wait for someone else to bless his creation. He blessed it himself. And you, being made in his image and likeness, must do the same. Let me share with you the proper way to speak blessings upon yourself. First, you must understand that when you say, I bless myself, you are not speaking as a mortal being. You are speaking as God individualized, for your I am is God. And when you speak blessings from your I am, you are speaking with all the power of creation. Consider this: every time you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are literally recreating your world, for your word is God's word, and God's word cannot return void. It must accomplish that which it is sent to do. But then this is crucial: your blessings must be spoken with understanding and feeling. You cannot merely repeat words mechanically and expect results. You must feel the truth of the blessing as you speak it, for feeling is the secret. And without feeling, words are empty. Let me give you a perfect example from Scripture. When Isaac blessed Jacob, he felt the blessing as he spoke it. He wasn't just saying words, he was feeling the reality of what he was declaring. And this is exactly how you must speak blessings upon yourself. Many of you might be thinking, but Nebo, isn't it selfish to bless myself? Let me tell you something. It is the most unselfish thing you can do. For when you bless yourself, truly understanding that you are God individualized, you are blessing all of creation. For there is no other. What you see as others is yourself pushed out. Let me share with you how to properly structure your self-blessings. Begin with your I am, for this is the name of God. Then speak your blessing with absolute conviction. For example, I am blessed with perfect health. I am blessed with unlimited abundance. I am blessed with divine wisdom. But remember, these are not mere affirmations, they are acknowledgments of what is already true in consciousness. For when you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are not trying to make something true, you are acknowledging what is already true in the spiritual realm. Consider this principle I have tested and proven countless times. When you bless yourself, you are performing the highest act of creation. For in blessing yourself, you are acknowledging your divine nature, and what you acknowledge must manifest in your experience. Let me share with you the three aspects of effective self-blessing. First, there is recognition. When you bless yourself, you must recognize that you speak as God individualized, not as a mortal being hopping for good, but as the divine creator declaring what is. Second, there is feeling. Your blessings must be accompanied by the feeling of their fulfillment. When you say, I am blessed with perfect health, you must feel the vitality, the strength, the well-being that this blessing implies. Fulfilling is the secret of creation. Third, there is acceptance. You must accept that your blessing is already fulfilled in consciousness. Not that it might be, but that it is. For consciousness is the only reality, and what you accept in consciousness must externalize itself in your world. Many of you make the mistake of blessing yourself while looking at your current circumstances. But I tell you now, circumstances have no power over your blessings unless you give them that power. Your blessings create circumstances, not the other way around. Let me share with you a profound truth about self-blessing that most of the world has missed. When you bless yourself, you are not asking for something to be given to you. You are acknowledging what is already yours by divine right. For all blessings already exist in consciousness, waiting to be acknowledged and claimed. Consider the words of Scripture before they call, I will answer. This means that every blessing you could ever speak upon yourself already exists in consciousness. Your speaking of the blessing is not creating it. It is acknowledging and claiming what already is. Let me share with you how to maintain the consciousness of yourself blessings throughout your day. Most people speak a blessing and then return to their old patterns of thought. But I tell you now, your blessing must become your constant inner conversation. I think about this carefully. Every time you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are literally rearranging the entire spiritual substance of your universe. For your consciousness is God, and what God blesses must manifest. Let me give you some specific blessings that I have found particularly powerful. First, I am blessed with perfect understanding of my own divine nature. This blessing opens the door to all other blessings, for when you truly understand your divine nature, all things become possible. Second, I am blessed with the constant awareness of my creative power. This blessing keeps you mindful of your true identity as God individualized. For you see, most people forget their divine nature and slip back into mortal thinking. Third, I am blessed with the ability to see past appearances to the truth of being. This blessing helps you maintain your focus on the reality of consciousness rather than the shadows of circumstances. Consider how these blessings work together. Each one strengthens the others, creating a powerful foundation for all your other blessings. For when you truly understand your divine nature, are aware of your creative power, and can see past appearances, you become a master of conscious creation. Many of you may be wondering how often to speak these blessings. Let me tell you something, it's not about frequency, it's about consciousness. One blessing spoken with complete understanding and feeling is worth more than 1,000 spoken mechanically. Let me share with you another principle about self-blessing that most people miss. When you bless yourself, you are not speaking to yourself as a mortal being, you are speaking as God to His creation. For you are both the blesser and the blessed, the creator and the creation. Think about this carefully. When God said, let there be light, He didn't doubt whether it was possible. He didn't wonder about the process. He simply declared it and knew it was done. This is exactly how you must speak your blessings upon yourself. Consider the power in this understanding. When you say, I am blessed, you are speaking with the same authority that created the universe. For your I am is the same I am that spoke all things into being. Let me share with you how to handle doubts when they arise after speaking your blessings, and they will arise. Many of you speak a blessing upon yourself, and then immediately begin to question whether it will work. But I tell you now, doubt is simply a form of consciousness trying to maintain its position. Consider what happens in nature when you plant a seed. The seed doesn't doubt whether it will become what it is meant to be. It simply begins its transformation according to its nature. Your blessings work the same way. They are spiritual seeds planted in the fertile soil of consciousness. Let me give you a deeper understanding of how this works. When you say, I am blessed with perfect health, for example, you have planted a seed in consciousness. Now, just as a physical seed needs time to sprout and grow, your blessing needs time to externalize itself in your world. And this is crucial. While the outer manifestation may take a change in consciousness, it is immediate when the blessing is properly spoken. For you see, the moment you speak a blessing with understanding and feeling, you have altered the entire spiritual substance of your universe. Many of you may be thinking, but Nebel, I've spoken blessings before and nothing changed. Let me tell you something my teacher Abdullah taught me. Nothing changes because you spoke the words. Things change because you became what you declare. Let me share with you another principle about self-blessing that most of the world has missed. When you bless yourself, you are not trying to influence God to give you something. You are exercising your divine power as God individualized. For your consciousness is God and your word is His word. Consider the story of the prodigal son. Notice how the father didn't wait for someone else to bless his returning son. He blessed him himself. This is exactly what you must do. You must be both the father giving the blessing and the son receiving it. This brings me to a deeper truth about self-blessing. When you say, I am blessing, you are acknowledging both your divine nature, I am, and your human experience, blessed. You are bringing heaven and earth together in your consciousness. Let me share with you what I call the 7 pillars of self-blessing. These are the foundational principles that must be understood if your blessings are to have their full creative power. The first pillar is recognition. You must recognize that you are the one who blesses. Not your personality, not your mortal self, but your I am. For when you say, I am blessed, you are speaking as God individualized, not as a mortal being seeking favors. The second pillar is authority. When you bless yourself, you must speak with complete authority. Consider how God speaks in Scripture, not with doubt, not with hesitation, but with absolute authority. Let there be life. These are words of complete authority. The third pillar is feeling. Your blessings must be accompanied by the feeling of fulfillment. Not the feeling of wanting to be blessed, but the feeling of being blessed. For feeling is the secret, and without the proper feeling, your words lack power. The fourth pillar is present tense. Notice how God never said there will be light. He said, let there be light. Your blessings must be spoken in the present tense, for consciousness knows only now. The fifth pillar is persistence. Not the persistence of mechanical repetition, but the persistence of maintaining the consciousness of being blessed. For your blessing must become your dominant state of consciousness. The sixth pillar is understanding. You must understand that your blessing is not creating something new. It is acknowledging what already exists in consciousness, for all blessings already exist in the spiritual realm, waiting to be claimed. And the seventh pillar is gratitude. When you bless yourself, you must feel grateful not for what will come, but for what already is. For gratitude is the evidence of faith, and faith is the substance of things hoped for. Let me share with you how these 7 pillars work together. When you recognize your true identity as God individualized, speak with divine authority, feel the reality of your blessing, maintain present tense awareness, persist in the consciousness, understand the principle, and feel genuine gratitude, your blessing must manifest. Consider how this differs from what most people do. Most people speak blessings from their mortal consciousness, with doubt in their voice, feeling the lack rather than the fulfillment, thinking of future fulfillment, giving up at the first sign of delay, lacking understanding of the principle, and feeling no gratitude until they see results. Let me share with you what I call the 3 stages of self-blessing manifestation. Most people don't understand these stages, and that's why they often give up before their blessings manifest. The first stage is spiritual. This happens instantly when you speak your blessing with understanding and feeling. In this stage, you have literally rearranged the spiritual substance of your universe. This is the most crucial stage, for it is the only stage where real creation takes place. The second stage is mental. This is where your mind begins to align with your blessing. You start to think differently, see opportunities differently, and respond to life differently. Many people mistake this for mere positive thinking, but I tell you now, it is far more than that. It is your consciousness reorganizing itself according to your blessing. The third stage is physical. This is where your outer world begins to reflect your blessing. Now, here's what's fascinating about these stages. They must occur in this order. You cannot skip the spiritual stage and go straight to the physical. You cannot bypass the mental stage and expect outer results. Consider the words of Scripture, first the blade, then the ear, after that the full corn in the ear. This is describing these three stages. The blade is the spiritual acceptance, the ear is the mental alignment, and the full corn is the physical manifestation. Let me share with you how to recognize when you're in each stage. In the spiritual stage, you feel an inner knowing, a deep peace about your blessing. There might be no outer evidence yet, but you know it is done. In the mental stage, you begin to think thoughts that align with your blessing naturally, without effort. If you've blessed yourself with abundance, for example, you naturally begin to think abundant thoughts. If you've blessed yourself with health, you naturally begin to think healthy thoughts. In the physical stage, your outer world begins to rearrange itself to match your blessing. But then this is crucial. By the time you reach this stage, you're no longer anxious about it, for you see, you've already experienced the reality of reality and consciousness. Let me give you a deeper understanding of how these stages work together. When you say, I am blessed with perfect health, you instantly create this reality in the spiritual realm. This is stage one. Then your mind begins to align with this new reality. You begin to think like a healthy person, act like a healthy person, make decisions like a healthy person. This is stage two. Finally, your body and circumstances begin to reflect this new reality. But by this time, you're no longer desperate to happen because you've been living in the carpenter conscious both perfect, each is one and two. Many of you make the mistake of looking for physical evidence before you've allowed the spiritual and mental stages to complete their work. But this is like digging up a seed to see if it's growing. You must allow each stage to unfold in its perfect timing. Let me share with you what I call the 4 states of consciousness and self-blessing. Understanding these states is crucial, for your blessing will manifest according to the state from which you speak it. The first state is the state of desire. This is where most people begin. They speak blessings from a consciousness of wanting, of needing, of lacking. But I tell you now, this state cannot produce results, for it perpetuates the very lack it seeks to overcome. The second state is the state of hope. This is better than desire, but still not powerful enough. When you speak blessings from hope, you are acknowledging that fulfillment is possible, but you haven't yet accepted it as fact in consciousness. The third state is the state of faith. Now we're moving into creative power. When you speak blessings from faith, you are speaking with conviction, with certainty, with knowing. But there is an even higher state. The fourth state is the state of knowing. This is the highest state, the state from which God creates. When you speak blessings from this state, you are speaking as God individualized, knowing that what you declare must manifest. Consider how these states progress. In the state of desire, you say, I want to be blessed. In the state of hope, you say, I might be blessed. In the state of faith, you say, I will be blessed. But in the state of knowing, you simply say, I am blessed. Let me share with you how to move from one state to another. The movement from desire to hope happens naturally as you study and understand the law. The movement from hope to faith happens through testing the law and seeing results. But the movement from faith to knowing, this is the crucial transition. The state of knowing comes when you fully realize your own divine nature. When you understand that you are God individualized, that your consciousness is the only reality, that your word is God's word, then you naturally speak blessings from the state of knowing. Many of you may be wondering how to achieve this state of knowing. Let me tell you something, it's not achieved. It's recognized. It's not something you become. It's something you already are. Your task is to remove the veils that hide this truth from your awareness. Let me share with you what I call the 5 proofs of effective self-blessing. These are the signs that tell you your blessing is taking root in consciousness and must therefore manifest in your world. The first proof is peace. When you've spoken a blessing effectively, you feel a deep peace about it. Not the peace of resignation, but the peace of knowing. For you see, when you truly know something is done in consciousness, all anxiety about it disappears. The second proof is naturalness. Your blessing begins to feel natural to you. You no longer have to convince yourself of it. It becomes as natural as breathing, as natural as your own name. The third proof is indifference to appearances. You find yourself unmoved by contradictory circumstances, not because you're practicing positive thinking, but because you know the reality exists in consciousness, not in appearance. The fourth proof is change in a conversation. Your habitual thoughts and internal dialogue naturally align with your blessing. You don't have to force it. It happens spontaneously because consciousness always produces thoughts that match its state. The fifth proof is inspired action. You find yourself naturally taking actions that align with your blessing, not from effort or planning, but from an inner prompting that feels completely natural. Remember, dear friends, that speaking blessings upon yourself is not an act of egotism. It is an acknowledgement of your divine nature, for you are God, individualized, and your word has all the creative power of the universe behind it when spoken from that understanding. Let the truth of this sink deep into your consciousness. You are blessed not because someone else blessed you, but because you have recognized and claimed your divine inherent through the power of self-blessing. That's the message I want to leave with you tonight. Not because it's comfortable, but because it's true. Not because it's what you expected to hear, but because it's what you needed to hear. Remember, your blessings create your reality when spoken from the consciousness of who you really are. And isn't that worth thinking about?